Friends, ladies and gentlemen, what a shame that time is against us even to have this little conversation. What is more shameful is government of India has submitted given an ultimatum to the NAGA people to solve the problem within 3 months, and 2 months has already passed. In the next 1 month, we don't know what will be the fate of your future, the younger generation. At this moment, I extend my solidarity with the people of Kashmir who is undergoing lockdown for 52 days today. I extend my solidarity in prayers because I cannot fully understand what they're going through. Nagas have undergone this lockdown for more than 25 years to 30 years in the past because of the assertion of the first Prime Minister of India, Mr. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who said that I will not allow Nagas to be independent even if heaven falls and even if the rivers all over India runs red with blood. And because of that assertion, Naga people were locked down from day one for almost 3 decades. This was further reinforced by Prime Minister Morarji Desai, who went to London to tell the Naga People's President and then President Mr. Pizzo that I will exterminate every Naga without any compunction. After that, he came to Kohima and told the delegation of the NSF at the Ras Bhavan. He said, I will exterminate every Naga without any compunction. So the situation that the people of Kashmir are going through now is maybe different in that more ancient time. But we can fully understand when we were in that lockdown, the entire Naga villages all over Nagaland was burned down completely. People had to live in the jungles for 2 to 3 years. Many of my generations were born in the jungles. People were hunted down like animals. There was no villages. That is the situation. So I fully sympathize and empathize with the people of Kashmir today. However, when Prime Minister Narasimha Rao came as the Prime Minister of India, he did something good. He sought out the Naga leaders. He sent Rajesh Pilot out of the country to different country in Asia to look for Naga leaders and to search for peace. In response, the Naga leaders met him in Paris in 1995 and made peace with the government of India, which was declared in 1997 by I.K. Gujral, the then Prime Minister of India. After this peace was made 22 years ago, there were 4 interlocutors. The last is now Mr. Ravi, but the first interlocutor, Mr. Swaraj Kaushal, the one who successfully implemented Mizoram Accord, he was immediately removed within 2 years when he said Nagas have every right to be independent. Mr. Padmanabh Bhaya negotiated with the Nagas for 10 years, more than 10 years, and tried to convince the Nagas, but ultimately he got convinced himself and he says Nagas are right. And he was again removed as the interlocutor. Mr. R.S. Pandey came in as the 3rd interlocutor, but after a few years of negotiation, he resigned in frustration. They will never respect the rights of the Naga people. The present Mr. Ravi, the person who signed the framework agreement, in the presence of Modi and Home Minister and Ajit, so many Indian leaders, on 3rd August 2015, is now the governor of Nagaland, and he came home to Nagaland as the governor to announce that Prime Minister has given him 3 months to implement the Naga political solution, to find a solution, which government of India could not do in 22 years. Once framework agreement was signed on the 3rd of August 2015, Mr. Modi tweeted, and he said, I have the deepest admiration for the great Naga people for their extraordinary support for peace efforts. He even went to London in the Dubai, and announced that I've signed peace accord with the Naga people. Very proudly he went and admitted in Dubai. But what I want to tell you today is, 72 years ago, before India became independent, the first kind of a ceasefire agreement or political settlement was made or proposed to be made through the 9-point agreement. The Naga National Council at the time was also acceptable to this 9-point agreement. And you know what the condition of that 9-point agreement say? I'll read out. The period of agreement, the governor of Assam, as the agent of the government of Indian Union, will have a special responsibility for a period of 10 years to ensure due observance of this agreement. At the end of this period, the Naga National Council will be asked whether they require the above agreement to be extended for a further period or a new agreement regarding the future of the Naga people arrived at. To the Naga people, we understood it saying that at the end of this 10 years agreement, 10 years period, after being looked after by the governor of Assam, Nagas will become free. Nagas will be allowed to be free. But the government of India again said, at the end of 10 years, Nagaland will have to join the Union of India. That is how they treated even in the first agreement, 72 years ago. Today, after 72 years of lying and betraying, they signed a framework agreement 4 years ago saying that the underlying bottom line, after all the agreements have been signed, they say that there will be an enduring, inclusive, new relationship for peaceful coexistence between the two entities, that is the Nagas and the Indians, Government of India and the Naga people. Enduring, inclusive, new relationship for peaceful coexistence between the two entities. Now Mr. Ravi is saying this inclusive new relationship means Nagas will join the Indian Union. And for us to join the Indian Union after 72 years of struggle, human sufferings, they have started not only lying in brain, but they have started insulting the Nagas to the highest level. So what do we do today, Nagas, fellow Naga brothers and sisters? We have 1 month in front of us, October, either to take the imposed solution or to face another whatever kind of human suffering. But to me, even from the beginning of the ceasefire, whenever I come to Delhi or interact with our Indian friends, I always say that it is better to die in dignity than to live in humiliation. Today I say the same thing. Thank you.